Darrin is in the building, y'all. Let's do it. Hey, what's going on?
Peace, peace, peace. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today, sir?
Everything is well. Everything is well. How are you?
I am, trying to have. I got my Beyonce fan on. Trying to stay cool.
It's all good. It looks beautiful on you.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. You keeping up well too? I see.
I give thanks to the Most High.
I know that's right. All day, every day. So, how was the day treating you?
Everything is well. I get up around 5:30 a.m. every day and give thanks. I meditate. I get off to exercising very, very early in the day. I don't say morning because morning is associated to death, but I say the early rising. I rise out of bed. I don't mourn out of bed, so I don't say good morning. I say grand rising.
Oh,
So
I like it.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. 5:30 in the morning. You gotta give me some advice on how I can start. I would love to. I feel like I get up in my head every day, or have good intentions to get up super early like that to be more productive. But it's been difficult, especially through this whole pandemic, this quarantine life. I've gotten so lazy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I think, well, first I want to say thank you for having me on your show. I
Thank you for
appreciate
giving your
you.
time. Thank you.
I appreciate everybody that's on watching right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, but really, one of the things that I really wanted to speak to, being that you said that, is we have to be in control of our lives. We have to develop, certain rituals. A ritual is just something that you do again and again and again. And so we can't be scared of the word ritual. So if we make exercise our ritual, if we make studying our ritual, if we make eating well our ritual, then it becomes a part of our lifestyle. And it's not something that we do, it's something that is a part of us. And so that goes along with being a human being, not a human doing. All we have to do is be, and then it doesn't become a do. It is just a be. And, you know, like when we look at the bees, they pollinate and help things to grow. So that's all we have to do
But I
is
feel
just be.
like that sounds easy. But how do you get from being lazy to just being, to just doing? Like there's like a lot of gray area in there, like what practices or what do you
It's
have to
it's
do
a
to actually get better?
it really is a choice. One of the things that I do, I learned from Tony Robbins, is called the Dickens Technique. And most of us know about this, but we're not cognizant of it. But the Dickens Technique is just like what we've seen in Scrooge, right? So you have a past, you clearly have a present, and then you have a future. So what you do is you you realize what you did and did not do in the past. You see where you are right now because of that. And then you send yourself 1 year into the future of not making changes. Then you send yourself 5 years into the future of not making changes. And then you send yourself 10 years into the future of not making changes, and
And
see
that
what
should
your
scare
life
the
is like.
crap out of you, right?
And you get to feel those feelings. You get to see yourselves 10 years in the future with making no changes. What does it feel like? What is it done to you socially? What has it done to you economically? What has it done to you in your spiritual life? What has it done to you in your economic life if you don't change? And so you
Wow.
can write all of these things down, look at them, and feel those feelings. And then you can rewind and open your eyes and know that you're still where you are. And if that does not make you change,
Then you got a real problem, right?
then you can see yourself in 10 years.
Wow. But this must take repetition. Like you have to look at this every day and like let it sink in every day, right?
Absolutely, but you can make the change in the moment. You can make that change within 15 minutes to an hour, however long it takes you to go through that technique. And, you know, I really would, you know, like to tell people, try it, because it really does make a huge difference. If you actually implement this technique, you'll see the difference that it actually makes in your life, in terms of getting the people out of your life that don't belong in your life, in terms of you going, growing, and glowing, in terms of you starting a business that maybe you thought about starting. You know, I mean, you can see clearly, I started a shirt line, and it was just an idea that has taken off now. You know, I could have said to myself, I'm a producer, I'm an actor, you know, I'm a choreographer. What do I know about t-shirts? Well, what I do know is that everybody wears one. What I do know is that everybody wants to be faithful. What I do know is that everybody wants to feel validated. What I do know is that everybody feels like they're more than enough. And so that's what I put on the shirts. What I do know is that we got a lot of prayer warriors out there. So I put that on the shirt. And
especially now,
I had
even more
no
so than before.
idea how it was going to take off. And so, you know, I'm just really thankful and happy that people see the value in themselves, that they'll let their shirt do the talking. And so that's the same thing that I'm discussing with you right now. It's really about...
Wait, real quick. That's my round of applause, by the way. So when you hear
I
my horn in the
appreciate that.
background, that's my round of applause. Because I know you're about to drop some serious gems, because that was the first one. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Continue.
it's really about knowing that you're more than enough. And so when you say to yourself, I'm lazy, that's one of the strongest things that you can say is I am. I mean, when you read the Bible, it says, I am that I am, right? Most High, right? So when you say, I am a reporter, I am a writer, I am a researcher, I am an actor, I am a dancer, I am a scientist, I am a doctor, you actually become whatever you say I am to. So we have to be careful with the language that we use. So when you say I am lazy, you're going to become lazy, and you'll start to live in the causation of that laziness.
Yeah. You know, you are just reminding me of it's just a confirmation of what I already know, but you know, we need a reminder every now and again. But I will say that this whole pandemic has taught me like a lot about myself, a lot of changes that I need to make, a lot of like how, you know, complacent I've gotten in some areas of my life, and everything is not perfect. And there's a lot of great things that have come out of this. So for you, I know you're in your positive, you know, vibration and all that, but
Always.
have you had any like not so good things that you've learned about yourself come out of this? Or has it all been
Oh,
positive?
absolutely. I mean, it was so much that I learned about a lot. I mean, you know, as a man in the industry, one of the things that we're faced with is a great deal of attention. And I had a lot of intention my entire life, because I've been an entertainer for most of my life.
Yeah.
And so what I had to do is learn to master myself, and not point the finger at other people. You know, it really, you know, even if other people were not, you know, look, everybody is a lesson and a blessing. They're a
Those are
lesson
facts.
and a blessing. We try to choose. It's always both. People are lessons and blessings. They're always both, you know. And so there were people who came into my life who had to teach me where I was. And I used to try to fix broken birds. And when you get caught trying to fix a broken bird, that's a big job. That's like trying to fix somebody's car when you ain't a mechanic. You understand? That's like trying to patch somebody up or give somebody heart surgery when you ain't a doctor.
Right. And then you get hurt in the process.
You know, so for me, it was I had to figure out why I wanted to fix broken birds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so when you get caught in that juxtaposition, you got to stop. And life will make you stop. Most High will give you enough to stop you to go, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? And once I found that out, I left people alone. Once I found that out, I stopped trying to fix people. Once I found that out, I paid attention to me. Once I found that out, I became selfish. People say selfish is bad, but most people who want you to do things for them are selfish enough to say, I want you to do this for me. But they point the finger at you when they say you're selfish because you care enough about paying attention to what you need and what you want. It's okay, and it's important, people, to be selfish. It's okay, because selfish just means that you're paying attention to what you need. And when you really focus on what you need and how you need it, then you can get it properly. And that means that you've got to let people alone. That means sometimes you've got to stay away from being in people's business, worrying about people, you know, having people in your business. It simply means you have to spend enough time on your own to figure out who you are and what you're really supposed to be doing, and the vibration that you should be doing it in. Because sometimes people, and not sometimes, most of the time, if not all of the time, it's up to other people to fix their own lives. You can't fix people's lives. People have to fix their own lives. And so if you're one of those people, and I can tell you this firsthand, if you're one of those people who try to fix people, you're in trouble. You need to leave people alone and fix yourself. You need to leave people alone and find out what you need so you can get it.
I used to be like that.
That way you become the example and other people can learn from you.
Yeah, and then I'm a Cancer. My birthday is actually next Wednesday. And I don't know if you know anything about Cancers, but we just
I know a lot about it.
We want to fix everybody. We love so hard. We love our friends. We love our, our partners. Like that's just how we are. That's our nature. So I had to definitely learn that. But then that comes with people turning around and saying, oh, you acting brand new. You act like you don't know me no more. But yo, you're kind of toxic. Like, you have to take care of you because I can't help you no more. Yeah. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
Yeah. And Cancers have a lot of insight. But at the same time, if you have a Cancer that's screwed up, oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I learned that. And
because we're the most emotional of the zodiac.
Absolutely.
So we rule by that.
And so again, there's a great polarity, because if your emotion is not stable, then you can be emotionally a wreck.
Yes.
And trust me, I know I had a Cancer in my life, and a lot of times she didn't know up from down and down from up, and she was searching. Yeah. And so, me being a Taurian, people will lean on me because of my strength. But I was a Taurus who was looking to charge. And my thing was, if you good, ride with me. I didn't know I had to stop and fix something. And so that didn't resonate in my being. I didn't want to fix anybody. I didn't sign up to fix people. Yeah. And so I had to find that out. I had to find out that, I'm looking to fix somebody, but maybe I need to be fixed from wanting to fix somebody.
Right.
And so you have to tell yourself the truth. You have to find out
where
you are.
Exactly. I had another guest on, Naja Hall, earlier this week, and we were talking about self-awareness and self-discovery. Like, if you're not self-aware, that's why I feel like I'm one of those, like, I'm kind of on the, well, not really on the cusp, but I have Leo traits, because Leo's right after Cancer, so once I became self-aware, like, life got better. People around me got better. Even the choices in men got better. When I got better, I leveled up. everything around me leveled up. So I
Everything
get that
does for man
sure.
and woman. And that's the thing. It's really spending time with yourself, because once you do that and see who you
Yes.
are, then you attract the best person for your life. Like my queen in my life now, I wouldn't trade her for nobody.
What sign is she?
Say it again.
What sign is she?
She's an Aquarian.
Aquarius, okay.
But I mean, the person that she is, like, she's just, she's that person. And it was like, you know, it comes to a point in time, and shout out and love to all of those people in my past. But, you know, because they were lessons, and they were for that time being, for whatever that was. They might have been screwed up, I might have been screwed up, or we might have been vibrating the same together. Well, that's why we attracted each other.
Right, right.
But shout out and love to them. But it's like when you finally realize that, wow, this is what I've been talking about, it makes you smile, because it's not like you're doing anything. It's not like you have to do anything. It just is beautiful. It just is as perfect as it can be. It just feels good. It's just light. It's just fun. It's just loving. It's just, it's without effort. It's the path of least resistance. You know, it's just beautiful. And it's like, it just is.
Look, hold on, Darrin, I gotta stop you. Look, people, if you have been tuned into any of my past lives, and y'all always hear me talk about, like, well, my guests always question me, like, why are you single? You're pretty, you have this, you have that, what's wrong with you? This is it. This is the reason why I'm single, because I'm waiting for the king to come along and talk about me like that. And it hasn't happened yet. You make it sound easy, because I feel like it's supposed to be this easy. You know, so this is the reason why, people.
I mean, and really what I say to people, and, you know, some people would say it's corny, and look, they have their right to vibrate the way that they choose. But you're going to invite a person into your life that you are, meaning your vibration, chances are you're going to match the vibration of whoever you're with, whoever they are, because that's just the law. It's the law of attraction. It is what it is. And so you know who you are based upon who you've invited in your life. They're a mirror to you. And so it's, you know, pointing the finger at somebody and talking about how screwed up and how bad they are, you might as well go like that, because you attracted them and they attracted you. And it's okay, because come as you are, just don't stay as you are.
Right. Okay, Darrin. Damn. Compliments of the Boogie Down Bronx.
You already know. And this is what I say to people as well. Like, yes, I live in California and have for quite a few years, but the New York side of me is so strong, is so prevalent, is so here, is always, you know, New York taught me how to move, how to keep it moving. New York taught me how to fight. New York taught me how to stand up. New York taught me, this don't sound right. This don't look right. This ain't right. You know what I'm saying? If it don't look right, don't seem right, it ain't right. Don't smell right, and it stinks because it's rotten. You see what I'm saying? So New Yorkers have a way of seeing through shit, right?
Yes,
New Yorkers
we
have a
do.
way of detecting bullshit.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, I've been able to do that my entire life, and incorporated, I call it having the best of both worlds, because my spirituality and
coupled with that,
my street sense
yep,
and my common sense, you know, I haven't always had the best common sense, because I haven't made the best choices in my life based upon what I knew spiritually. So those are the lessons that you have to learn. You've got to learn to listen to spirit.
Yes. Yep. Because that ego, whoa.
Or that ego would tear you up. You know, so those are the lessons that I commonly learn. And a lot of entertainers have to learn those lessons, because to be an entertainer, you've got to have a strong ego. You just do. If you're in the entertainment business, you hear no more than you hear yes. And for those people who are thriving in the entertainment industry, they probably have a very strong constitution, because it takes strength to be in this industry. It takes the ability to know who you are and whose you are in order to thrive in this industry. Because when people don't believe in you, it's going to take you to believe in you to keep moving. A lot of people have given up.
Yes. So real quick, I have to back up because I didn't introduce myself to your followers. I actually have a show on, because you said you were in LA. I didn't realize that you were in LA. But I have a show on YouTube. It's called Pedis Mimosas. It's my own platform. I created it from, was a little disgruntled Uber driver. Yes, drinks on deck. Let's go. Yes. So I was a disgruntled Uber driver, mad at the world, even though I've been working in entertainment since 2002. Things are finally starting to, bubble. So yeah, so I have a show on YouTube, Pedis Mimosas, a celebrity interview while we drink mimosas and have pedicures. So being that, the world is going through some changes, I had to create the quarantine edition of my show, Quarantini Mimosas. So now that I know you're in LA, you have to promise me that when we get back into production, you're going to come on set, get a pedicure with me, and we're going to talk face to face.
I'd love that. I look forward to it.
Awesome. So I want to hold you to that. So another thing, go ahead.
We're in a space and time right now where if you haven't learned that you have to support people who look like you, and now I'm not talking about suntans, I mean people who look like you. If you haven't learned that by now, there's a whole lot more for you to learn. I posted something last night about Nat Turner. And so for all of those people watching, hopefully you'll come on to my page and you'll look at that post that I posted last night about Nat Turner. Because if you haven't learned what humans are capable of, well, read what I wrote. Read what is historical facts and the history in this country. So if you go, I can't believe that. Or if you say to yourself, I can't get it through my head that they did that. Or how could somebody do that? Or is it really possible that somebody could do that? Look at the history of this country. Look at the history of those people in those regions of this country, and look what they did to Nat Turner. Look what they did. And I just simply say, yes, they are capable of the most horrific, draconian acts that you could ever possibly imagine.
I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at that post. Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna need a part 2 for sure. For sure. So a moment ago, you were talking about your queen. How long have you guys been together?
We've been together less than a year.
Oh, okay, all right. And how'd you guys meet?
But this is amazing. A friend introduced us.
Okay.
Which I've never had before in my life. Right? So a really good friend introduced us, and he told me, he said, I know somebody who I think that you would fit perfectly with. And he told her, I think I know somebody that would fit you perfectly.
Yeah.
And he introduced us, and it's like, you see me smiling. That's all I can say. I mean,
that's beautiful.
Life is amazing with her. Life makes sense with her. Life is beautiful with her. Life is abundant with her. Life is expansive with her. Life is like,
I love it. I love it. What's the one thing that's different about her than your past relationships?
That she's different.
That she
She's
just is.
she's literally everything that I wrote down that I wanted in a person. Like everything that I wrote down that I wanted in a person. And it's like, you know, I've grown so much over the years. And for me to, you know, people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you go from being a dancer to a choreographer to an
Did
actor?
you still popping and locking and dropping?
You know what I'm saying? To being a producer now, you know, on a TV, you know, my TV series Double Cross, I'm one of the producers on the show. And so it's growing. Shout out to the whole Double Cross family, the #1 show on the UMC network.
Nice.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you. 6th episode coming up this Thursday. Tune in. I actually want to talk about that real quick because I'm going to be doing a live at 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. You know, I invite everybody on my live to watch the episode with me. It's the last episode of the first season of Double Cross. So cheers and mimosas to
nice.
You know what I'm saying? To the whole Double Cross family.
Absolutely.
And then a week later, the 2nd season of Family Business.
On BET, right?
On BET Plus. So we going back to back. But the reason I bring that up is because, again, I keep going, growing, and glowing. Like everybody watching this right now. Come as you are, don't stay as you are. And so that's who she is. She's about growth. She's about development. She's about expansion. She's about, you know, she's the shit. Like, she's the ish. She's, you know, and she's a Black queen. You know what I'm saying? In every sense of the word. So I just.
Does she work in the industry?
Say it again.
Does she work in the industry as well?
Yes.
She does.
Yes. Okay. She's a model, and you know, but a model with
morals,
with respect, with goals, a model with integrity. You know, she's not into nudity. She's not into half nudity. She's not into, you know, all of that other stuff. That's not what she does. That's not who she is, you know. She's into expression, self-expression, Blackness. You know, she's into Kemet. You know what I'm saying? And she knows who she is.
Nice. I had an interview on Monday with an entertainer by the name of Noah Power, and I brought to his attention. I asked him, do you think that men and women need each other? Do you think a woman needs a man and a man needs a woman? And his response was no. My response is absolutely. What is your response?
That's an interesting question, and I'll be careful in how I answer that. Because let me say this. Women were created with a gene and a chemical in their bodies to reproduce without needing male sperm. Originally.
You're going back to biblical days?
I'm going back pre-Bible.
Okay.
I'm going back before the Bible. But the Bible, it talks about the Mother Mary, right? So it validates what I'm talking about. But that's a different conversation at a different time, because we need much more time. But yes, for those people who want to do their research, you'll see and you'll study that women were created with a chemical in their body that did not need the male sperm to be impregnated. These are facts. When it comes to need, that's a very interesting word and the definition that it carries. I think that people can coexist without it. I mean, if you talk about the LGBTQ, those women don't need men.